Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Take on Tottenham. My name is Ben, and this is my take on Tottenham. And full-time result: Norwich nil, Tottenham 5. Spurs are a Champions League team once again. What a brilliant thing to be able to say after that! What a weird up and down, crazy season that we've actually had. Um, I'm so relieved. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been a bag of nerves all week because you can't tell me that you would have been a true Tottenham fan and you wouldn't have felt some nerves about this week. Some nerves that even though it was all in Spurs' hands, they had to. Uh, you say it. You just say it. Spurs had to at least get a draw against already relegated bottom of the league, getting beat by pretty much everyone. Norwich sounds so simple, and yet every single day this week I've thought about this game and my stomach sank because I knew something was going to go wrong or something was going to happen. And luckily it didn't. Luckily it was pretty easy in the end. I think it was pretty much a formality. With the result being 5-0, comfortable, and made you just go, "What were you worrying about? What were you worrying about?" It is what it is. But yeah, a fantastic achievement. And I know there's going to be people go, "Oh, there's no trophy for top four," sort of thing, and all that. Okay, whatever. But honestly, after the season that we have had, top four, like it seemed so far away back in what was it, October, November. It felt so far away, and just to be there now, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to get. I don't usually talk about other teams and other things on this channel much. I don't really talk about any other football goings on. But let's just talk about some final day roundup because it's been a dramatic day in the Premier League. Final day, title race went down to the wire. I kept looking at my phone and seeing that Man City were losing to Villa and that Liverpool were drawing to Wolves, and then Man City then went 2-0 down to Villa and then brought it back to 3-2. And Liverpool managed to get in front at Wolves, but obviously Man City's amazing comeback has denied them. So Man City are now the Premier League champions for this season, an incredible achievement. Obviously those two teams are in their own different universe pretty much compared to the rest of us. But yeah, it was a good title race. I always like it when it goes down to the wire. It always makes it more dramatic, and seeing that type of result being 2-0 down and still coming back to win, very dramatic, but also very entertaining. So, commiserations to Liverpool. Saying commiserations to a team that could go and do a cup treble now. Obviously, the quadruple is not there anymore. But to win the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Champions League in one season is no mean feat. So yeah, still got a massive game. Is it next weekend? Relegation. Actually, no, top four. Obviously, we're going to talk about it. But Spurs versus Arsenal, pretty much into the top four. Final day. We obviously facing off against Norwich. Arsenal against already now safe Everton. Both teams scored 5 goals. But yeah, Spurs got in there. And relegation again. It went down to the right to the death, and it turned out that Burnley are now relegated. They will be playing Championship football next season. Leeds staying up. They got a late winner, very late winner away at Brentford, and Burnley already behind at Newcastle, who were chasing a draw, hoping that would be enough. It wasn't enough in the end. And Burnley, after sacking Sean Dyche, are now a Championship team. So see how they can bounce back next season. But that's the roundup. Apart from that, nothing much. I can't remember if Man U are playing Europa Conference League next season or not. I know West Ham lost against Brighton in the end, so it might mean that Man U got 6th, I think, and it means West Ham might be in the Europa Conference. I'm not sure. Either United or West Ham are in the Europa Conference next season. So let's get on about Spurs. Thank you for sticking with me through that. So no, not really many changes. Decky was back into the starting 11, but apart from that, the same team. I was a bit nervy to start with. They were sitting back a little bit, kind of not really going at Norwich. I was really hoping we come flying out. And then they started sort of, the cogs started turning. Big chance. Højbjerg, I thought it was really, really big chance. Brilliant from Decky, bringing it onto the left. He squared it to Højbjerg, who was absolutely open in the box. And he just skied it over. Big chance. Obviously, I'm a bag of nerves at that point. So I was going, you should have scored it. You should have scored it. And then we had another big chance. It was a big chance, actually. It was just great work from Decky. And Kane had a chance, but it was saved by Krul. And then we got our goal. Fantastic work from Kulusevski again. Brilliant run from Bentancur. And it was one of those I actually sort of watched as it happened as well. You don't really see it until you watch the replay back. But I saw Bentancur gave the ball to Højbjerg, and then I saw him just make this blinding run, and nobody tracked him. So poor from Norwich. Made this really great run, and then he just had all the time in the world. Squared it to Decky, and it was a perfect ball as well from Højbjerg. We have to say that was brilliant through ball. Squared it to Decky, and then it was 1-0 to Spurs. Norwich then had a chance. Dyer gave the ball away, and I was like, "Oh, you just can't afford to do that." Luckily, we weren't punished, but they weren't close. They just dragged it a little bit wide, but it was very frustrating. Again, as well as the season as Dyer has had this year, and he's been brilliant. So much improvement. Just that distribution sometimes, just looking up, making the right pass, making sure that because he gives the ball away quite a bit. Not to say he's had a bad season at all, but it's just something that's still in his game. Then we got our second goal, Kane, brilliant work from Bentancur. It was, let's be honest, it was a massive error by Tim Krul, but I thought, whilst everyone will look at that, I still think that there's a lot of work to do still. Bentancur could have gone, could have tried to shoot or chip the keeper or whatever, because obviously he gave the ball straight to him. For Bentancur to have the calmness to put that sort of ball right on a plate for Kane to head in, I thought it was really good. And like I said, Kane will have, it's probably one of the easier goals he's scored, but I thought it's one of them. It wasn't just an open goal. Norwich had a defender back. Spurs still get a goal. I think it's not just a simple goalkeeping mistake. I still think they had a bit to do. So 2-0, and starting to relax at this point. Ben Davies then had a chance just before the stroke of half time, 25 yards out. We know he can hit he doesn't score hardly ever, Ben Davies, but he seems to have a really good shot from distance on him, and he took this shot, and it was low down and sort of moved a bit in the air as well. And luckily for Norwich, Tim Krul saved it. And that was it. Second half, going into the half-time break, 2-0 up, looking pretty comfortable, still a bit nervous. Came out, Sonny had a chance that was saved. Sonny had another chance that was saved, and this one he really should have scored. The first one he was kind of fed through and tried shooting at a bit of an angle. Good save from Tim Krul. He had the second chance he should have scored. It was put across. I can't remember who it was by. I think it might have been Kane or Decky. Lovely, lovely ball, and he just got a touch on it, and he connected really well on it, but it went straight at Krul, and if he'd scuffed it or anything, it would have gone in. That's the frustrating thing about it. Kulusevski had we have to talk about it, a big chance. He did all the hard work. He got through. He was 1-on-1. He took it around the keeper, and he just looked like he was just trying to set it up on his left foot. And then I can't remember who was there. It was Sonny who was running up. He didn't really know what to do. And then in the end, he kind of tripped, hit the ball with his right foot, and then it was going towards the goal. Then it was cleared off the line by Max Aarons. So it was frustrating because Kulusevski should have scored that. it really should have. I'm glad it didn't matter. And then he kind of, what he did after that kind of just was like, oh, well, don't say anything bad against me, because he went and scored a wonder goal pretty much like minutes after that. Got the ball, cut in on his favoured left side, and just guided the ball right into the just lovely curl. The camera was in the perfect angle. Just curled it right into the far left corner. No chance Krul could have reached it, and yeah, brilliant finish from Decky. Sonny, another chance saved, should have scored, and then he finally got his goal. Finally got his goal. I'm gonna turn this light on because the sun's gone in, and it's obviously that's made a massive amount of difference. This is what happens on the final day. We lose all sense of logic. Sonny finally got his goal, which took him level with Salah. Brilliant little flick from Lucas, and then Sonny sort of tucked it in into the far right corner, which really lovely finish. And then he got his 23rd goal of the season, taking him to the Golden Boot, because as of right there and then, Salah hadn't scored. Brilliant, and it was a brilliant finish as well from Sonny as well. It was proper like prime Sonny finish. He took the ball away to the far right of the net with so much power and precision. From it was probably about sort of 20-25 yards out. Really great finish, and that is just Sonny at his best when he scores those types of goals. And his celebration as well, you could see what it meant to him. You could see how important it was, because he knew that goal was the goal that kind of took him into pole position. And unfortunately, Salah scored for Liverpool, of course. So they share the award, because Sonny didn't get another goal after that. That was obviously 5-0 at that point to Spurs. I think it was anyway. Making sure I've wrote everything down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm so sorry that I'm doing this on camera. 1, 2, and then third goal, fourth goal, fifth goal. Yeah, okay. So I was just making sure, because I ain't gonna lie. After Sonny scored, I got kind of sucked into the whole title race stuff, and I sort of slowly stopped watching, because I was more confident that Spurs had done what they needed to. So I started getting more sucked into what was happening in the title race and the relegation battle. But yeah, amazing goal. And then at that point, it was game management. Spurs just saw out the rest of the game. It was all but done. It would have taken the biggest capitulation in history for Spurs to have lost that match, because even a draw would have been enough. Obviously, it was all but done at that point. And yeah, and that's it really. I'm gutted for Sonny in regards to Salah scoring, because it's going to sound biased, but I really felt like Sonny deserved it more, because Salah scored penalties. Sonny's got 23 he's not been the penalty taker. You know, I think I'm really good for him not to have just won it outright, because I feel like he deserved it more because of that. But we've got to say a phenomenal effort from Sonny to be up there. I mean, top scorer, joint top scorer with Mohammed Salah. Like, it's just, yeah, he probably won't get the plaudits, but he's had a brilliant season, and he's had spells where he's not played well. You know, we had large moments under Nuno where he wasn't scoring. No one was taking shots. No one was scoring. The team wasn't scoring. Kane wasn't playing. To get 23 goals still out of that is nothing short of phenomenal. And I just hope he gets the plaudits from it, because he deserves it, because he's a absolutely lovely guy, and I can't say enough about him. I absolutely love Sonny, and I'm just so happy for him that he's managed to get his goals today. He would have been gutted if he'd missed out as well. If he'd not scored today and missed out completely, he would have been really gutted. And I know he's not the sort to focus on individual goals. But like I said, in that second celebration, you saw how much it meant to him. So, yeah. Man of the match, Kulizaski for me. I thought he was just brilliant. He was absolutely on fire from start to finish. Got his goals. You know, he messed that one up, obviously, the one that he should have scored. But yeah, it's fantastic, and I can't, hopefully, I think it is all but certain that they're going to sign him and Romero on permanence after their loans, and but yeah, he's been brilliant for us. Um, Shout outs, Sessegnon, I thought was great today. He might not get much of a mention, but I thought Sessegnon was brilliant again. I'm really excited, really, really excited about him under Conte. Hopefully, should be next season. Um, I'm really excited. And you guys know how much I rate Sessegnon. I've spoken about him numerous times. Like my admiration for him, but I say it in every video. I've always wanted Spurs to sign him when he was at Fulham, and I'm so happy he's not only getting his chance, but he's seizing the chance as well. And to keep Reguilon out of the spot as well, there was a time when they were both fit, and Sessegnon was playing ahead of him. So that's really good to see, and I hope he just pushes on next season. Hopefully, he doesn't have any more hamstring injuries or hamstring problems, because that's been the biggest problem since we signed him. So yeah, really happy for him. Bentancur had a fantastic game again today. That run, spraying passes all around as well, and that again, it's what we want from him. I think he's had quite a few weeks prior to that, but him and Højbjerg as well, creating a really good partnership. Be very interesting to see next season when Skip enters the fray as well, because obviously Oliver Skip was so good for us up until his injury this season. Even when we were playing terrible, he was always a standout player, and yeah, be very interesting selection problem for Conte. Yeah, and Spurs are a Champions League team again, and I don't know. I got a little bit emotional earlier when it happened. Not like massively, like I wasn't like in tears, but I was just like a little tear entered my eye. So it means a lot. It really does. Like, it's been a rough few years for Spurs. It really has. They've like, and I know there's teams like that are really like fighting for relegation. I'd be like, what do you know about rough? But everything's sort of subjective, really. It's been really rough few years for Spurs, because ever since the Poch sacking, ever since that Champions League final loss, it's been awful. On the whole, it's been pretty bad. And to see where they are now, I don't really hate Jose Mourinho at all. I don't. I like him. I liked him before he was Spurs manager. It was, I do rate him as a manager. He's not the same manager that he used to be, but I do like him. And it was a shame that it ended the way it did for him at Spurs. But you'll know if you watch my videos that the football wasn't great. It was horrifically bad towards the end, and Spurs had that moment where they were top of the league for a few weeks, and that was great, but they just fell off a cliff face with it, and it's such a we're so far away from that now, and it's so great to say that. Obviously Jose went, Mason came in, the football didn't improve. I know it was more on an interim basis. And then we had the managerial search, which involved the names of Pochettino and Ten Hag and Conte, and we ended up with Nuno Espirito Santo, who I like. I like Nuno. I never had I never questioned him as a person. I was like, oh, like when Gattuso was like linked with Spurs. But really, like, you're looking at how, like, that appointment was just so wrong. It was so wrong, and I wanted to back him. I wanted it to work, but I think deep down we all knew it wouldn't. And it seems so far away as well, doesn't it? It seems so far away, in completely different universe almost. Some multiverse stuff, maybe. I don't know. It seems just so long ago, and to get the name of Antonio Conte in with this club was a phenomenal move, I think, for Paratici and Levy, sorry. yeah, and to be on the journey, and don't get me wrong, there have been some you know some very low lows under Conte. The Burnley loss where he was pretty much saying that he might not be here after, he might leave. The Middlesbrough loss as well in the FA Cup, wasn't it? That was a horrendous performance. Um, it's been a season of ups and downs, but since Conte came in, it's been more ups than downs, and I think this is such an achievement for him. He won't see it that way, and that's a great mentality to have. I'm not going to criticize him for not being jubilant for reaching fourth, because he wants to be reaching trophies. He wants to be. He said it himself. He doesn't want to be fighting for fourth. He wants to be fighting for first. Like, that's the sort of mentality you want, and it's going to be difficult, of course. Like I said, you've got Man City and Liverpool that are running away every single season, but. And that's another thing. Spurs this season, even under Nuno with that first game, which was a brilliant performance from Spurs against Man City in that first game of the season that they won. Spurs have not lost to Man City or Liverpool this season. I'm as confused as you. Like, I don't understand it. Like, they drew to Liverpool twice and they did the double over Man City. And that's mental. And it's mental to think, like, I looked on the Premier League table and Man City had 3 losses all season and 2 of them were Spurs. That's incredible. That really is incredible. Oh God, I don't want to talk too, even though I've talked a lot about the season. I don't want to go into an in-depth season review, because I want to do that in a separate video. I want to be going from August to now in a separate video, and we'll go through it all and stuff. So keep an eye out for that. But honestly, I'm so happy for Spurs, and I'm not one of these fans who focuses on Arsenal. I do think a lot of the time, you know, there's a lot of things that Arsenal fans focus on about Spurs in particular. I never once was looking, you know, this whole day I wasn't bothered about what Arsenal were doing. I was just focused on Spurs. I was like, Spurs do what they need to do. Don't care about Arsenal. Sorry, I don't mean that in a horrible way, but I was just like so focused on us doing the job. And luckily, Newcastle got their result against them as well on Monday night, and that was huge. I really felt Spurs kind of had a hand in that because of the North London derby win that they had, which was a huge result as well. And I think Spurs for them to do what they've done when it wasn't in their hands, that point at Liverpool now is looking huge. I know Spurs didn't do it by a point, but it could have been really close today. It could have been coming down to goal difference potentially if they'd lost certain games. But then, hindsight, you look at games that they lost against Brighton and stuff, and when they dropped points against Brentford as well. And this I find that annoying that Spurs could have had this wrapped up 2 weeks ago potentially. Especially, they could have beaten Arsenal and wrapped the top 4 race up there and then. So there are some frustrations, but look. All in all, I am absolutely over the moon for Antonio Conte, for the team, the whole team. They've worked so hard to get this to this stage, and I think they've finished like 2 points off Chelsea, 3 points off Chelsea. Like I know, again, you don't get anything for doing that, but like Chelsea were kind of so far away a lot of this season. To finish 3 points off them, yeah, I'll take that. So yeah, over the moon, and as well for the future for the transfer window, about what players you can bring in. The lure of the Champions League will be so important in terms of Antonio Conte's transfer plans. We're looking now at a manager, and I hope he stays. I'm praying that he stays. I love Poch, and it's looking like he'll be available. And if Conte does go, I believe that Poch will come in. Excuse me, because I believe I'm getting so excited, like everything's happening. I believe that Poch probably would, because it's looking like he will be coming out of PSG this season now. But I want Conte. I love Poch so much. I want him to return to the club one day, but I want us to use Conte. I want Conte to take us to new heights. And he's the man to do it. I believe Conte's a better manager than Poch. But don't get, like I said, don't let that. What I'm trying to say. Don't let that. What's the word? Show how much I don't appreciate Poch. I absolutely I love Poch so much, and I will always love him no matter what he does or where he goes, as long as he doesn't ever go to Arsenal. But at the minute, I think we need to just focus on Conte and focus and if we back him, success will come. It has to, surely. This is our biggest chance. We can't mess this up with Conte. Like I said, he's got the lure of the Champions League behind him now. He's got hopefully a summer of backing, and he's got a good foundation. I don't really see any reason for him to leave now. I don't. And I think he's got a good foundation. He's worked with the players. He knows who he wants. He knows who he wants to play next season. He knows who he wants to probably get rid of. But I think he's improved every single one of them. Ben Davies, I think, has been nothing short of incredible under Conte, and he's a player that I think at the start of the season I was probably saying we should probably look at moving him on at some point. Now I'm looking at him throwing everything. He throws everything in front of every single ball to defend, and that's what Conte's brought out in him. So look, it'll be big. It'll be a big summer for Spurs. They have to back him. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. If they don't, Levy's going to be under massive amounts of pressure. There will be a lot of unhappy fans. So yeah, hopefully Conte stays. They've got so many foundations to have a successful season next season now. Kane as well. What does finishing in the Champions League under Conte mean for Kane now next season? And Man City have gone and got Haaland, so the Man City move's not going to be there anymore. This is big for so many reasons, finishing the Champions League, and I'm just so relieved. I'm so sweaty. Yeah, I'm happy man today. So, like I said, thank you for sticking around this long. Videos I've got coming up. I'm going to be doing a season review. I'm going to be doing transfer news throughout the summer, of course. Any breaking news, obviously, if Conte announces he's going to leave or stay, we don't know. I'll be doing videos on that. I'm going to be doing not that the players will care, but I'm going to be doing a players awards video as well. I'm going to be doing things about individual players, like most improved and golden boot. Obviously, we know that one, but or just a shout out video towards the players. And I've got a giveaway coming up. I nearly swore. I don't know why. I try not to swear on this channel. I'm doing a giveaway. It's I'm hoping to get a hold of it, so I don't really 100% confirm it, but it's gonna be a scarf from the Lane finale when we played Manchester United. It's nothing massive. Look, I'm not a massive channel. I'm but a drop in the sea of YouTube. I'm not in a position to be giving away PS5s or anything like that at all. I haven't even got a PS5 myself. But I really want to pay something back to the support that I've had this season. I've got nearly 230 subscribers, which is absolutely huge for me. I'm so grateful. And I know there's people that watch regularly, like every single week as well. So I would love to do a giveaway. I think it's a half and half scarf. I apologise, but it's more memorabilia because of the Lane finale. It was a big day, wasn't it? And it was obviously quite a momentous occasion and one that will always live on in our memories as Tottenham fans. So so keep an eye out for that, because I'll do a separate video announcing that giveaway. I'll announce what you have to do and what not to be in with a chance of winning it. And so keep an eye out with that. Thank you so much for supporting me this season. It's been wild. It's been up and down and crazy and chaotic, but it's been another season supporting Spurs, really, hasn't it? It's got, heart palpitations and everything, But yeah, good to say we are a Champions League team once again, and hopefully we'll have a brilliant season next season under Conte. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But thank you once again. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like button. Leave me your thoughts on the achievement down below. I'm sorry it's a half an hour video. Yeah, let me know what you thought about the game, the season, and Spurs getting top four. Going to say it again, Spurs getting top four. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Keep an eye out for all the content coming out in the summer, and I will see you guys soon. And as always, come on, you Spurs.